Hello and welcome to DVxUI. Today on this channel, we are going to design this attractive hero section in Figma. So let's start. But before starting, let me tell you about a Telegram group. A Telegram group that I have created for you all, where you can discuss your queries and get feedback of your designs. So why are you waiting? Let's join. Link is in the description. Now let's get back to the design. Well, before designing, let us understand what we have on the screen. So over here you will see I have pages, and under pages I have created 3 pages. The first one is design, the second one is YouTube, and the third one is learn. Now currently I am in YouTube, that's why it is highlighted. And over here you will find layers. Under layers I have one layer, which is resources. So let's see what we have in this resources frame. So to go to this resources frame, what we can do is we can double click on this grid icon, and this will take us to the resources frame. Now here, as you can see, I have a picture and a barcode that I'm going to use in my design, and some colors which are necessary for the design. So these are the resources that we are going to use. Now let us understand how we are going to design it. Now if you see, I have a black shaded box over here. Now what this does is, whenever I press a shortcut, it is going to say it aloud. In this way, you will always be informed that what shortcuts I am using. Now, this was all about the left panel. Now, what is about this right panel? So let's understand why we have this right panel over here. So for that, let us take a random shape. I'm taking a rectangle. So just drop it over here and stretch it. Now if you see, the dimensions are given over here and the same dimensions are given over here. W is for width and H is for height. Now if I change the height to, let's say, 500, the height will be changed. So this right panel controls the appearance of the element that I have selected on my canvas. So this is the purpose of the right panel. Now I suppose you have enough information to design a hero section. So let's take a frame and start designing. So first of all, we need to delete this rectangle. So hit delete. Now go to this icon which says frame. Click on it and then you will find desktop. Click on the desktop and we have a frame over here. Now from here you can rename it to something else, and I'm going to rename it to design. So now since we have a frame, we have changed the name, but if you see, this frame is quite small. We need to make it large. Well, it is not small. We have just zoomed out. So what we are going to do is, we are going to double click on this grid icon and this will zoom to fit. Now we can start working. So first of all, what I want to do is, I want to provide a background color to this frame. So for the background color, what we need to do is make sure your frame is selected, and then you need to go to this fill and select this color, which is coming from this resources. So now the color has been provided. Now the next thing that I want to do is, I want to provide some border to this design frame. So for that, I will go to this stroke. The weight of the border, which is basically the width, is going to be 6 pixels. So now if you see, a black border has appeared. The color is going to be brownish, which is again coming from the resources I have shown you just now. And this is done. So now we have a background and we have the border. Now let us start working on the elements of a hero section. So the first element that we are going to work with is the header part. So for the header, I need a frame. So here I have pressed the F key on my keyboard and got a frame. Now this is a frame. Let me provide it a fill color so that you can see it. Now let's change the fill color to brownish and take it here. The size 100 is good with me. And now let's stretch it to fill the complete size. Till this much. So now if you see, a frame for our header is ready. Now we need to put some essential elements of this header, such as site name, nav links, and a button. So that we are going to do now. So as I said, we need a site name. So for the site name, we need a text. So you can go here in this T, click it, and you can drop a text box over here. And the name for my site is going to be CBR. Well, I know it is not visible, so let me select the text and decrease the font size, which is controlled from here under typography, to 44 pixels. And let's also put a dot over here. So now this is inside this frame, which you can see over here. It is named as frame 1. So let's rename it to header. And if we want to center align this, what we can do is we can use this tool, which says align vertical centers. So now it has been aligned at the center. Now what I want to do is I want to provide some styling to this name. So for that, I'm going to select this R and a dot. Let me zoom it. And I will change the fill color of this to the yellow. And I will also change the color of C to yellow as well. And I will make sure that this gap, which is depicted by this line, is 32 pixels. So how can we do it? Press Alt on your keyboard and you will see the gaps have appeared. So from the top you have 23, from the bottom you have 22, and from the left you have 60. Well, we want 32, so we need to reduce it. So hold Shift and move it to the left. So currently it is 30. If we move 2 pixels towards right, it will be fixed. So yeah, 32 is great. And we have aligned the site name perfectly. Let's zoom out. Now we need nav links over here. So for the nav links, we again need a text. So hit T on your keyboard and take a text box. And here I'm going to write home. Do not worry about the styling part, just copy paste it. And now I'm going to write designs. Since the website is about future of designing, we need to include this in the nav links as well. And for this, I'm going to write services. And for the last, it is going to be contact. Now select all these text. And here we need to style it. So first of all, the font size is going to be 20. The semi-bold is way too bold. We are going to have medium. Outfit is good. But we need to provide it auto layout. So if you go over here while selecting all these text, you will see that we have an icon over here which says use auto layout. So click it and the auto layout has been provided. You will see the gap between them is 111. Well, we don't want this much of gap. We want to reduce it to 70 pixels. So now this is perfect. Let's align it to the center by using this align horizontal centers and then align it to the vertical. So this is great. Now to denote that we are on the home page, we need to highlight this home. So I'm going to select the home and then I'm going to change its color to yellow so that the user can know that we are on the home page. And I will also select this, and in the selection color, the text which are provided the white color, which are designs, services and contact, are going to have 70% of the opacity so that the only home stand out, not these ones. So now this is also good. Now we need a button over here. So for the button, what you need to do is you need to take a text element. Well, yes, you heard me right. We need a text element. We don't need a rectangle. Let me tell you why. So if you take a text And here, if you write register, and let's also work with the font size and styling first. But first of all, let's zoom it. So the font size is going to be 22. Medium is good. And now let's provide it auto layout. So right click and select this option which says add auto layout. Now you will see we have padding over here. This is for the horizontal padding and this is for the vertical padding. So for the horizontal padding, I'm going to write 22. And for the vertical padding, it is going to be 10, which is correct. And the corner radius is going to be 8. Well, if you are wondering that I'm making changes and these are not visible, it is because I have not given any color or any border to my box. So let's do that. So here I'm going to provide a stroke of color yellow and the weight is going to be 2. And let's also align it at the center. Click Alt, and currently it is 59 pixels far, so let's reduce it. It is 39. Reduce more. We need 32, just as we did for the site name. So yeah, this is good. And now I told you that we are not using rectangles. Now let me tell you why. Suppose if I select this text and change the font size to 50, the button size will also increase. But this is not possible with the rectangle. If I change the font size back to 22, then the button size will adapt according to the padding which is given in the horizontal and vertical. So this is the benefit of using auto layout while creating a button. And if you see, let me zoom out, we are also done with the header part, which is great. Now we need to work with the main section now, and you have to pay a lot more attention to this. Well, I will make sure that it is easier to understand so that you can create it and show me in my Telegram group. For the next part, we need a hero text over here. So for the hero text, I'm going to take text element again, and here I'm going to write future. Since the website is about future of design, we need to write future. And here in the typography, from the outfit, I'm going to switch to Alumni Sense. And this is going to be of bold with the font size 330. The color is going to be primary brown. And we are going to place it over here. Now you need to make sure that this gap is just 32 or maybe 34 or 36, whatever it is, but make sure that it is not greater than 40. So just take it up. So currently it is 38. Let's reduce it more. 33. So yeah, now it is great. And from the left, it has to be 185, not 168. So let's hold shift and shift to right. So 188 is also fine. So now this is done. We need the other part of the text over here. So I'm just going to copy it. And here I'm going to write of design. Select it and reduce the font size to 109. It is going to be of regular font weight. Alumni Sans is good. The color is going to be 1B. Well, actually the hex code for the black color is 1B, 1B, 1B. But if we write 1B and hit enter, this will take the black color. So this is a variant of black color, not exactly black color. The exact hex code of a black color is 6 times 0. So yeah, this is great and this has been placed very greatly. So now let's copy paste it again and write some more text over here. So here I'm going to write is here. Select it and from the font size, Let's change it to 132, and the font weight is also going to be changed, which is going to be semi-bold. Now align it perfectly. I'm just making sure that this line of the future matches with this line of the is here. So now this is great. We need to change the color of this here just to make it more impactful. So yeah, now if you see, we have beautifully created the hero text of this hero section. And now we are heading to an exciting part, which is to adding the picture to this hero section. So let's go to resources, just go here and double click, select this picture, copy it, go to design, and then paste it. Now since I want this in the middle, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this alignment tool, which says align horizontal centers. So now it is at the center, but I also want to take it a bit up. So I'm going to use this option, which says align bottom. So now the image has been perfectly placed. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need a primary CTA over here. Well, CTA is just a fancy name for the call to action button. It is a primary button of a hero section. So with the help of CTA, user can reach to the core function of a website. So for the button, again, I'm going to take a text. Well, we can do one thing. We can take this button and redesign it to our purpose. So let's extract it from here. So just copy paste it, place it over here. Well, since the border color is yellow, which you can see over here, and we also have a background color as yellow, so it has blended with each other and you cannot see the border. So let's change that first. So for the stroke color, I'm going to go with brown, and let's lock this future text because it is interfering. So now we need to change the button text, which is going to be get started, and the padding is also going to be changed. So 22 in the horizontal, which is good, but in the vertical it is going to be 16. Since it is a primary button, we need to make it large. And the color of this text is also going to be changed to the brown. Now let's align it. Just make sure that this line of the F, we have this F over here, matches with this line of this button. Well, I think the border weight can also be increased. So let's go here and provide a weight of, let's say, 2. Well, it was 2, so let's make it 4. 4 is way too much, so let's go with 3. 3 is perfect. And for the corner radius, let's go with 14. So yeah, this looks perfect, and we can push it a bit up. So yes, this looks great. So if you see, mostly we are done with the hero section, but we have 2 void spaces over here in this hero section. First one is over here and the second one is over here. Well, if we keep it like this is going to bore the user. We don't want that. We want to entertain them in our website so that they can stay longer. So for that, what we want to do is we want to fill out these void spaces, and we want to use them in such a way that it does not only solve the purpose of void space, but it also provides some extra functionality to this hero section. So now let's take a text, and here I'm going to write a random line of text, which is the future is unwritten. I hope the spelling of unwritten is correct. Yeah, it is good. And now let's select it. copy paste it, and here I'm going to write another piece of text which is going to be waiting for our ink. So we have two pieces of text over here. So let's play with the styling of this text. So here in the typography, the font size is going to be 24 of light font weight, and for this one it is going to be 34 with light font weight. And let's push it up, select both, and let's check what is the gap between them and the frame. So it is currently 72. We need to reduce it to 60. So it is 62. And yeah, now it is perfect, which is 60. Push it a bit up. So now if you see, this text is good, but we can make it interesting. How? By highlighting the impactful words. So here, future is impactful. So let's change the font weight to medium. And also the color of the future is going to be brown. And here, our ink can be given a color which is brownish and a medium font weight. So yeah, now it looks more impactful. Now we can paste some description text over here. So for the description text, let's be lazy and go to our website, which is Lorem Ipsum. Now let's select all these text, copy it, go to design, take a text and paste it. Select your text. Well, let's reduce down the width first. And now let's reduce down the font size to 18 pixels of regular font weight, and also reduce down the width. So let's zoom out and take it from here and reduce it. Make sure that this aligns with this text. Now select it, and you need to enable more options of this typography. In this way you will find text justification over here. So if you want to align your text with justify, you can extend it and click on this option. So now it is justified. Let's push it up. And this is good, but what we can also do is we can take a few more text, maybe this much of line, copy it and paste it. Let's cut it down. I'm just doing it for the aesthetic part. Now if I keep it like this description text is going to interfere with the title. So to make it more visually impactful, what we can do is we can reduce down some of the opacity of this text. So black is good, but from 100% we are going to give it an opacity of 70%. So yeah, now it looks great. Now the next void space is this. We need to do something with this void space. Well, before that, what we can do is we can select all these and push it a bit up. So from the bottom, you're going to have 54. Well, let's take 60 from bottom as well. So 60 from the bottom and 60 from the left also. So this is great. Now we have another void space which is here. So let's see what we can do with this one. Well, since we have the pages links over here, we can provide section links over here. So for that, let's design something. So select this picture, let's lock it so that it does not interfere with whatever I'm going to do here. So first of all, we need to take a line, draw it something like this. Well, here the width of this line is going to be 410. The weight is going to be 4. The color is going to be brown. but with a gradient. So this is a solid color and this is a gradient. So enable it, and by clicking on this plus icon, you will have another gradient which is placed over here. Well, the color is going to be same, which is the first color, so provide them, but the opacity is going to differ. So for that, let's reduce down the opacity to 0% for the right and for the left as well. So yeah, now if you see, a good stroke of line has been created over here. Let's take it and place it over here, something like this. Copy paste it. Provide the 90 degree of angle from here which says transform. And this is going to be of 0 degree angle. And this is going to be 90 degree of angle. So now in this way, we have created 4 sections over here through which we can link 4 of our section which is going to be in the landing page. Well, this is quite simple. So let's zoom it and take a frame first, drop it over here, provide a fill color of brown, and for the dimension is going to be 32 by 32. So you need to clip it. Well, if I clip it and change the height, the width will also change. But if I unclip and change the height, the width will not change. So this is the basic function of this clipping. So let me change it back to 32 and clip it. The corner radius is also going to be 32. So if you have a square and you provide a corner radius of 32, which is same as the length of its side, then you will get a circle. So this is pure mathematics. So now let's just align it over here, something like this. And let's zoom in more. And now we need an arrow inside this to denote that this can lead to somewhere else in the website. So hold Shift and press L on your keyboard and drop an arrow something like this. Make sure the angle is 26. Maybe let's say 30. Yeah, 30 looks great. And align it at the center. Well, it disappeared because that arrow was not inside this frame, which you can see over here. The frame 4 is our frame, but this arrow is outside this frame. So let's put it inside it. And now we are going to align it. So yeah, now it is centrally aligned. Now we need a title text over here. So for that, let's write inspire with a dot. The font size is going to be 39 with medium font weight. Push it up. And let's copy paste it and take one more text and write the inspirations without a dot. And let's select it. Change the font size to 16. Regular font weight. Push it below. The opacity is going to be 70%. Well, 70 is quite prominent, so let's take 50. Yeah, 50 is good. Now select all these and align them perfectly. So yeah, if you see, these has been aligned, but this arrow is quite big. So let's reduce down some of the dimensions. Let's make it 18. Align it at the center. And change the stroke color to yellow. So yeah, now it is not very much prominent, but it also serves the purpose. Now we need to make variations of these to place in these rest of the 3 coordinates which we have over here. So let's just do it in the fast forward way. So let me first zoom it. So yeah, now if you see with bunch of text changes, we are done with the section as well. Well, let me select all of these, and for this prominent black color, choose a less impacting color, which is 1B. So yeah, this is great. And now our hero section looks quite great. But if you see, there is still a void space over here. We are going to fill it with a barcode that I showed you earlier. So let's close this design and go to resources. Copy this barcode, go to design and paste it over here. Take it from here and place it here. So from the right, it is going to be 60. Currently it is 63. So let's reduce 3 pixels, 60. And now this portion looks quite cluttered. So I'm going to shift it a bit. So select all these, place it over here, something like this. So yeah, this is just an alignment part, which you need to take care of. Now randomly click on your canvas, go to this show hide UI, and then press F11 key on your keyboard. Let me zoom it. And here, as you can see, we have created this beautiful hero section in Figma. Now, if you also have created along with me, I request you to join the Telegram group. The link is given in the description, and send your version of the design in our Telegram group. There you will find like-minded people who will give you insightful feedback so that you can improve in your journey. Well, with these words, we will meet in the next one.